Welcome back, children. Today our topic is about internal structure of kidney. So, if you take a kidney and cut it longitudinally, okay, longitudinally, that means LS, longitudinal section of kidney. What do you see? You can see a darker cortex which is present outside, which is present in the periphery of the kidney, whereas a pale colored, light colored medulla is present in the central region. So, look into the picture. Now, all this is the cortex. See, it is present in the periphery, whereas the central part is the medulla. Okay. And again, what else you can see here? Renal vein coming out of kidney, taking the deoxygenated blood, and renal artery entering into the kidney, bringing oxygenated blood. Where are they? See here. This is the renal vein. It is collecting all the impure blood from the kidney and it is going out. Renal artery, it is bringing out pure blood to supply to the kidney. And also ureter, see, there is a tube coming out of kidney called as ureter. So, all these structures, this part is called as the pelvis region or the hilus of the kidney, pelvis or hilus. This funnel shaped structure is called pelvis, and this region where all these veins and veins come out and arteries enter, this region is called as the hilus. Okay. Okay. Now, the internal part of kidney, that is medulla, if you zoom it, now you can see here this tubular structure, this cup shaped structure, all these things. So, this whole unit is these things are microscopic. Okay. Now, so what is the functional unit of kidney? Nephron. Okay. Nephron is the functional unit of kidney. Nephron. Okay. So, can you see nephron with your naked eye? That means without microscope. Can you see nephrons? No. Why? Because they are very, very tiny. They are microscopic. Okay. So, how many nephrons are there in our kidneys? How many? So, we don't know exactly, but approximately the number can be more than 1.3 to 1.8 million. Okay. We don't know the exact count, but there are so many of them. So, why are we calling nephrons as functional units? Because these microscopic tubular structures, they are responsible for the formation of urine, right? So, nephrons are also called as uriniferous tubules. Uriniferous tubules. Tubules means tube, that's all. Uriniferous means the tube inside which urine is formed. Okay. Now, so this microscopic structure is zoomed and shown here. See, you can see this tubular structure, all tubules. Okay. The tubules is surrounded by blood vessels. Now, let us see one by one in this structure. First, what is a Malfidient body? There, Malfidient body means it has a cup shaped structure, right? It has a cup shaped structure called as Bowman's capsule. Now, here, see, isn't this in the shape of a cup? So, this cup shaped structure is called as Bowman's capsule or renal capsule. Renal means kidney. So, renal capsule. Okay. Now, so what is there inside this cup shaped structure? See, there is an artery. The fine division of artery is called as arteriole. So, an artery is entering into the Bowman's cup. Okay. So, entering means we call it as afferent, means coming into. Afferent arteriole is entering into the Bowman's capsule and it gets divided and divided. I mean, it gets lot of coils, network like structure, fine, very fine capillary network like structure, and again it comes out as efferent arteriole. Same, E means giving out, something which is coming outside, efferent arteriole. See the difference in thickness. Afferent arteriole is thicker and efferent arteriole is thin. So, there is a reason for that point. The reason is that the blood, when it is coming from afferent arteriole into the Bowman's cup, there filtration happens, right? Glomerular filtrate. We call the process glomerular filtration. Okay. So, for filtration to happen, there are two reasons. First of all, there is a pressure created in the inside the vessels of glomerulus. Okay. How come the pressure is created? See, the thickness of the arteriole which is entering is larger, whereas the one which is exiting out of the capsule is very fine compared to the one entering. So, that automatically creates a pressure, and because of the pressure the blood gets filtered, right? And another reason is that the lining, the epithelium of the capillaries present, of the capillary network present in the Bowman's capsule, it is very thin. Okay, it is one cell thickness, only one cell thickness. Okay, and the cells there, the cells are called as podocytes. Podocytes, P-O-D-O-C-Y-T-E-S. Okay, and what are these podocytes? Basically, they are squamous epithelial cells. Squamous epithelial cells are flat cells. So, they are present in areas where filtration or diffusion is needed. Okay, you can see these squamous epithelial cells in air sacs, in our lungs, and in the lining of blood vessels, also in the lining of heart. Okay, so they are also seen here in our glomerulus. Okay, so glomerulus is nothing but a fine network of blood capillaries. Okay, now, so what happens here? Glomerular filtration happens, giving out glomerular filtrate, which is also called as primary urine. So, this primary urine is very much similar to the blood in composition, but it does not have any red blood cells. Okay, blood cells are not present here. Okay, but it has all the components of blood. Okay, now after this, so Malfidient body is in what is Malfidient body means? This Bowman's capsule, this glomerulus together, we call it as Malfidient body, and the rest and the remaining part of the nephron is nothing but renal tubule. Okay, see this Bowman's capsule, this glomerulus which is formed by the efferent arteriole, which forms a network and which comes out as efferent arteriole. So, this whole thing is Malfidient body, and the remaining tubular part is called as renal tubule. Okay, renal tubule. So, after coming out of the Bowman's cup, there is first convoluted tubule. Convoluted means turns, twists, coils. Okay, convolutions. So, first convoluted tubule, also called as proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal means starting. Okay. So, what happens here in the proximal convoluted tube? Proximal spelling P-R-O-X-I-M-A-L. Okay, both one and the same. First CT or proximal CT. CT means convoluted tubule. Here is the spelling. Okay, there, convoluted tubule. Now, here there is tubular reabsorption. Now, what did I say? Which is coming out of Bowman's capsule? What did I say? It is primary urine. Now, it is just like blood, only blood cells are not present, but all the waste products, nutrients, water content, everything is same. Now our the main goal of this proximal CT or first CT is to reabsorb the water, okay. That is why the process which happens in first convoluted tubule, we call it as tubular reabsorption. So 75% of water is reabsorbed, and other important things like amino acids, vitamins like vitamin C, minerals like calcium, potassium. So all these things are reabsorbed here, okay. 75% of water is reabsorbed. Now this urine passes through this loop of Henle, okay. What is loop of Henle? Loop means a bend. You can see here there is a loop like structure, this one, see, proximal convoluted tubule, it is coming as, this whole thing is proximal convoluted tubule, starting of the tubule, and here it is taking a U-bend, U-turn or a loop, okay. Now this is Henle's loop, this part is Henle's loop. Now here the blood got filtered, now the thing present here is primary urine or glomerular filtrate. Now it has entered proximal convoluted tubule or first convoluted tubule. Here tubular reabsorption took place, 75% of water is reabsorbed. Now it has entered Henle's loop, okay. This is Henle's loop, this part. And this part is second convoluted tubule. See, it is also having coils, but it is coming after the first one. So second, also called as distal convoluted tubule. Distal means the ending part, proximal means the starting, distal means it is ending out, okay. Second or distal, D-I-S-T-A-L, distal convoluted tubule, okay. Now, so we know what happened in proximal convoluted tubule, we called it as tubular reabsorption, okay. Whatever important things, nutrients, water are reabsorbed, means they have entered back into our body. Now what happens in distal convoluted tubule? There is tubular secretion. Secretion means from our body things, they again enter into the tube, okay. So what are they? Certain ions, salts, certain ions of salts like potassium, sodium, chlorine, hydrogen, okay, K plus, Na plus, Cl minus, H plus, these ions, they are again secreted back into the tubule, okay, to send them out as urine. That is why our urine is concentrated. See, all the water is getting reabsorbed and certain ions are again sent into the tubule. That is why our urine is concentrated, it is acidic, okay. Now, so some part of in this loop of Henle, the 10% of water is reabsorbed, okay. So this 10% of water, it is reabsorbed by which mechanism? By osmosis. So in this loop of Henle, 10% of water, through osmosis it again enters into our body. See, I have showed you structures like blood vessels, network of blood vessels surrounding the renal tubule. What are they? They are nothing but peritubular network of blood vessels, okay. These blood vessels, they form the renal vein, okay. See here the renal artery divided and it is coming out. Now this artery, it formed a glomerulus and it is sending out a efferent arteriole which is surrounding the renal tubule. It is divided, it has lot of divisions, branches. Why? Because to do the function of tubular reabsorption, okay, tubular secretion, everything happens, okay, in between the peritubular blood vessel and the loop of and the renal tube. Okay, this is the renal tube and this is the blood vessels surrounding the renal tube. So, these blood vessels, they have come from the efferent arteriole. So, they again they are giving out renal vein. Okay. So, renal vein, it comes out of the kidney. These microscopic structures are present here in the medulla. Okay. Now, so this tubular reabsorption means the things which are important, they from the proximal convoluted tubule, they enter back into our blood vessels, back into the peritubular network of blood vessels. Peri means surrounding, tubular means the renal tube. Okay, this network of blood vessels is present around the renal tube. So, now 75% of water is absorbed in the proximal convoluted tubule and 10% of water again is absorbed in the loop of Henle through a process called as osmosis. And in the distal convoluted tubule, all the waste products will be there. Okay. Yeah, the process is called as tubular secretion, means there is secretion of waste products. All the waste products that are present in our blood capillaries, they enter into which tubule? Distal convoluted tubule. Okay. So, there is complete removal of all the waste products which are present in the blood. So, this is called as tubular secretion. Another important thing that happens in tubular secretion is that, see, what are the waste products? Basically urea, uric acid, creatinine, and also I have already mentioned salt ions like potassium K+, sodium Na+, hydrogen H+, these ions, okay, they again enter into the tubule to be removed outside, to be sent out of the body. So, in this way the pH of urine is, it gets acidic. Okay, the urine becomes concentrated and because of all these ions and waste products, and its pH also becomes low, means acidic pH. That is why human urine, our urine is acidic. Okay, now all this urine which has formed in this tubule, this gets collected in the collecting duct. Here you can see the collecting duct. Okay, this part, this is the collecting duct. So, all this whole unit, where are these present? This collecting duct, it opens into the pyramids and the calyces. See, what are the pyramids? These structures, these triangular structures are called as renal pyramids. Okay, and these cup shaped structures here, they are called as renal calyx. Plural is calyces, C-A-L-Y-X-E-S, calyces or calyx, C-A-L-Y-X. So, renal pyramids and renal calyx. So, here whatever in the medulla, whatever nephrons are present, they end out as collecting ducts. These collecting ducts, they are connected to the pyramids and calyces, and the urine which is present in the collecting duct comes out from this renal pelvis and it gets collected into the from the hilum, the ureter comes out, right. This is the renal pelvis and this is the hilus of the kidney, from which that is the funnel shaped structure. See, it is funnel shaped. Ureter comes out of the kidney and all the urine which is present in all the collecting ducts, it enters the funnel shaped structure and enters into the ureter and it comes out and gets collected in the urinary bladder. So, this is how our urine is formed. Three important things are that glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, tubular secretion. Okay. Glomerular filtration means there, because of the pressure created by the difference in thickness of the arterioles and also because of the one cell thickness epithelium, there filtration happens. All the blood cells, except blood cells remaining, whatever everything is there in the blood, it comes out as primary urine. So, as this primary urine is having many good things, waste products and everything mixed up, so that is why in proximal convoluted tubule reabsorption happens, means all the important things are reabsorbed like vitamins, minerals, water, 75% water, amino acids, they enter back into our body. Now again some little part, some 10% of water is again reabsorbed with the help of osmosis in loop of Henle. Now after that, in proximal convoluted tubule, the urine gets concentrated, means ions, the extra salts which are present in our blood, which are present in the peritubular network, these extra salts, they are again secreted back into the tubule, okay, to be sent out. What are they? What are the ions? K plus, Na plus and Cl minus, H plus, okay. So these are sent out. So now the urine present in the proximal convoluted tubule has all the waste products present in the blood, means urea, uric acid, creatinine, everything is present. Now that is collected in the collecting duct, which opens into the pyramids and calyces of the kidney. Then what follows? The ureter through the hilus or from the pelvis of the kidney. This ureter, it takes all the urine and it sends it to the urinary bladder. There the urine can be stored for temporarily until a proper appropriate place is found, and then the urine is voided out, okay. So this is the LS of the kidney and the nephron, and the processes happening in the nephron. So tomorrow we will again discuss other important things. Thank you.